Hi everyone. It is me. Uh it's me, Sarah Uranus, Sailor Skyrill Amara here, making a film outside today, and you can tell that it rained. So yeah, a lot of things are wet. But that's not truly the grounds of this film. The grounds of this film is what is next for Sailor Moon. I know that Sailor Moon only had 5 followings when it came to the drawing show, both the between 90 YL1 as well as the 2000 YL1s though. But Sailor Moon still has song plays or song shows, you want to call them that. You know, we know that the books are going to be forlayed over and over again, but nothing new being wrote or drawn because Naoko Takaguchi has been on to do other things. But anyway, is PGSM, the live Farseer show that ran from started at the end, towards the end of 2003 YL to 2004 YL. Will any land ever get the rights to put it into their speech? Your guess is good as mine of what's going on with that one. Sailor Moon is kinda in some weird stead, but not in the same stead that the Might Keepers are in, where the Might Keepers might have dolls being made by Playmate Toys, which happens next year, and Boom might still be making their funny books. Beyond that, they're mostly not doing very well. Where Sailor Moon has, well, they still got film games being made by Bandai to this day, dolls being made by Bandai to this day, books that are being forlayed, or I should say, that were wrote way back a long time ago and then just being forlayed over and over again with new covers, new drawings, but really, they're still going on. And song shows or song plays, I guess you'll call them song plays, still going on to this day, as well as plays themselves. Now, a lot of folks have always brought up, should Sailor Moon have some more sagas or followings to itself? Even if Naoko Takaguchi doesn't want to do any of the writing or drawing of the books, the Toei business could just make drawing shows, and they're not offshooting or borrowing anything from the 5 books anyway, or the 12 books anyway, or whatever. You do know that the lot of freedom was taken. So Toei, still having their ownership over Sailor Moon, could choose to do that. You know? And I know that some folks might say, oh, well, that would go against their working deal with Aldeling Nio Golding's business, which only has a small slight of ownership, where the Toei business has a more bigger slight of ownership. They could do that. You know? That could be. But it would be a standalone, since there would be no books that it would be borrowing or fostering anything from, and it would all be coming from Toei themselves, what they were crafting and making up. It could happen. But the likeliness of it happening, no one really seems to know. Now, a lot of folks out there in the Sailor Moon followership might also say that clothing playing, that kind of show playing, when someone makes the clothing and then they go out, they clothe themselves as as the self from Sailor Moon. And it's a big thing. A lot of these folks make their own clothing and everything. And there's a lot of hard work and time being put into that. But that's really on someone's own time. It's not like there's an arm of Toei business that has show playing that does that. But I do take that back, because there is an arm of the Toei business that owns a Sailor Moon shop. Kid you not, there is a Sailor Moon shop, as well as a Sailor Moon craft house. Believe it or not, there is a Sailor Moon craft house, and a Sailor Moon eating hall, where you can go and eat and watch Sailor Moon plays, I guess, and other things while you eat. So they still got a lot of things. The Toei business does have a lot of things that can keep Sailor Moon afloat for many, many years. Where Hasbro in business isn't really that into it. If Hasbro in business really truly wanted to prolong the Mite Keeper's lifetime, they could have started a Mite Keeper craft house, or a Mite Keeper eating hall, or a Mite Keeper shop, but no, they don't really do that. So you can tell the Mite Keepers are more looking dead than Sailor Moon is. But at the end of the day, what is the Toei business going to do with Sailor Moon? What's next for Sailor Moon? What will the Toei business do with it? You know, I do think that if the Toei business wanted to do it, they could make new Sailor Moon drawing shows, which, keep in mind, are not borrowing or offshooting anything from the books, because it's not has nothing to do with the 12 books that came out. Someone might say they could always do the later years, or the side world Sailor Moon, where there's a side world where the sailor fighters, have children, and their children have children. Yeah, not making that one up. There were books that were written years later of what they were up to years after the 12 books were written, and it talks about it really talks about the sailor fighters' children and what they're up to. I am not making that one up. And there's also a side world where they got twinners. So yeah, they could borrow and foster and make that a drawing show. But so there are a lot of things they could choose to do if they chose to do it. And I know someone's going to say, oh, well, Aldeling Nio Golding's business, the other half owner, would have to all right all that. Well, keep in mind, the Toei business has more of the main ownership of Sailor Moon than the Aldeling Nio Golding's business does. It is true that both businesses work together when it comes to Sailor Moon, but at the end of the day, we all know the Toei business has more of the ownership over Sailor Moon than Naoko Takiguchi does. Yeah, she may have some ownership and double right over the books and some of the other things, but as far as the drawing shows and the drawing films go, and the plays and the song plays go, and as far as the shop goes and the craft house goes, well, and the eating hall goes, that's all Toei right there. So your guess is good of mine. What is next for Sailor Moon, and what are they going to do with Sailor Moon? I know I might not be the first fellow in a Sailor Moon followership to ever bring this up in a film. So give me your thoughts on what do you think is next for Sailor Moon? What do you think the Toei business is going to do with Sailor Moon? What do you think Aldeling Nio Golding's business will do with Sailor Moon? I, Sarah Uranus, Sailor Sky, Roll tomorrow, and I'll see you later.